I had gotten in touch with Paris Hilton. So it all kind of happened at the same time. So it was like I had reached out to her and I said, hey, you know, if you would like, I'd love to make a portrait of you. She responded, which was amazing. She's
Wait,
like,
the
yes, real Paris Hilton.
not like the.
I still have a screenshot of the DM because I was so excited.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The Chesco Show.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chesco Show, episode number 2. And today we have an artist from Toronto. Her name is Trilli. And hey, how is it going, Trilli? What's up?
Good. It's going good.
I already told you. Sorry, I don't want to cut you.
No.
It's awesome to have you here. She came from Toronto, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a huge fan before I know Matt. And
You got the glitter earrings, so...
Yes. And I cannot believe that I'm seeing your painting in real life in front of my eyes. I'm a really glitter person, and I'm obsessed with your art, and I want to buy something for sure. And take a look at it. It's awesome.
Yeah, can you show the canvas to the
it
camera?
should be
Because
here.
it's crazy. Like,
Okay, this is a Chris Cornell portrait that I made recently. So I brought one in because photos and videos don't really do it justice because it's always going to be two-dimensional in photo and flatten out the glitter, and you don't see all the, like, it doesn't register on camera. It's lights and it's reflecting, and you have to use your
sorry,
eyes.
just make sure you're closer to the microphone.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really curious. So, how do you like go from? So I'm guessing you use photos as a reference.
Yeah, so for portraits anyways, when I'm trying to do like photorealism, I'm starting with a portrait, like a picture, and transferring the sort of outline of it to canvas. Well, this case it's wood panel. And and then I draw out with glue I go in different layers and add glitter by hand. So it's all powdered glitter. Like I'm not mixing the glitter into the glue and creating like a paint or anything. So some people think maybe I do it like that. It's all like sprinkled loose glitter, the biggest mess possible, right? Like blowing glitter in the air and everything. Yeah.
The first thing I thought when I saw your art is you have so many shades of glitter, like, because you can see the skin
There's a lot.
tones are, they're so different. How did you start collecting
the glitter,
Yeah.
different colors? Like I just started by being at the store and whatever glitter they had. And I don't know, just started small. And then I find other stores and other like online retailers, I guess, that have different shades. And so that becomes a thing, right? Is that like now certain shades I know are more rare to find. So if I see them somewhere, I get really excited. Like I get really excited for different shades of brown, because like usually it's just 1 or 2 shades of brown that you can find in glitter. But
Wait, what's the rarest color?
the rarest color, you know what? A really dark green is really rare. Believe it or not. That's sort of like, because you get a lot of emerald greens or sort of neon green or like a leafy green, but dark green. It's rare.
So when you go to the store, like how many different glitter colors are there? Like in a typical
in
art
the store. So like, because you have Dessers here as well. Dessers has a couple brands of glitter, but I think they're discontinuing them now. So you have Michael's stores.
Yeah.
Michael's, So there's Recollections brand that has a good variety. That's what you find in the Michael's store. So I pretty much get every color of them, but it's still limited. I still don't have my browns or my the dark greens. They've come out with a few other shades recently. As soon as I see new colors, I buy it. I stock up.
How many glitter do you think you have? I mean, like, how many containers?
Oh, how many containers? I have right now like 6 shelves of like 30 each. I think there's about 20 or 30.
Whoa.
But then I also have like buckets of the off like flakes, like which are like jumbo flakes or things that I don't use as frequently, or neon colors, or I mostly only use, these are all like metallic, opaque, metallic some polyester ultra fine flakes. So that's like the specific of what I'm using most often. But then I have all the other varieties for like special effects, which I do sometimes. Like in the heart, I had, chunky glitters in the heart, right? So yeah, every now and then.
Another painting that she gave me. And I want to know, like, I'm so sorry, Matt, because I'm so curious. Do you have a special room, or you do it on your couch and it's full of glitter?
Well, I used to like live in a small apartment, and I just had a drafting table in my living room, set up in my living room. And then for the most part, before I had the drafting table, I was just working on the floor, which was near a carpet. And I was sitting on the floor cross-legged. I've ruined my knees because of doing that for years.
Neck, maybe from like
and then this, and my posture's gotten so bad. And
for years you were? For
about the first like 2-3 years, that's how I was working. And then I've gotten knee injuries because of it. And but then I moved. So in my new house, I have a room designated for it, and I have a good chair. I have my drafting table, but it's still like leaning over, and it's still a mess everywhere. So that glitter goes everywhere. The
painting needs to be like, it cannot be like this.
It can't be on an easel, right? It has to be flat. The thing with the drafting table is it does actually like shift. I can give it a bit of an angle, but still, if it's too much, it just falls off.
Exactly.
It doesn't work. So.
And the big question is, why did you decide to do glitters instead of...
Yeah, that was I had this question on my mind for so long. So how did you go from, you probably started doing art different ways, and then you ended up doing this thing.
Yeah, I think I heard like from you saying too, like I've done art my whole life. I've always been creative and like experimenting with different types of art. And I would sketch and stuff. I used to be big into like sketching on the arm and stuff when I was in class. Like
that's why I had all those doodles on my arms.
Yeah, totally. Like I had the Sharpie marker and I would fill them in and stuff. So when I was 15, I started, because I was sort of into the tattoo thing, I wanted to do like different types of tattoos and stuff. And I came up with the idea for like glitter tattoos. And this is before they were a thing at all. Because now like all the accessory stores have them, but it wasn't a thing. And so I started by like experimenting with different glues and stuff like that I could apply to the skin that was sort of like flexible to conform to the skin. Anyway, so I made this like reusable glitter tattoo, and that was the beginning of the glitter, I guess, in artwork.
Wait, you invented glitter tattoo?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm sure someone somewhere else obviously invented it too, but
I think you're the inventor,
air, right?
We're so privileged. We have the inventor. Everybody, we have the inventor of the glitter tattoo right here.
Well, the reusable
this is
kind.
crazy.
I haven't seen like, peelable, reusable ones.
Because I've seen those ones that are made with Swarovski. So it's not really glitter.
Yeah.
That's like diamond tattoo.
Yeah, there's that.
Glitter
there
tattoo.
are some glitter ones, but I think that like they're one use. I don't think you can sort of take them off and reuse them again. So that I think was sort of a unique thing.
You should bring this back, because I'm gonna wear it on my face.
Yeah, it's over time they tend to like they'll dry out. So like I find like the ones that so that's how I kind of transitioned into the artwork, is because I wanted to preserve them, because after time they weren't as flexible and then they were starting to break, right? And I wanted to like preserve a couple, so I started flattening them onto canvas, and then eventually I was like, why don't I try just making them directly on canvas? And then
how they look, was that just doodles, or it was?
I started with like flowers, and then definitely like I would say like doodle designs, right? Like mostly vine shaped and like something like a henna shape, right?
Exactly.
And butterflies. I did a snake one time. I used to have a vine one that was really popular, so it would wrap around your arm or your leg.
And you sold them?
I did very briefly. Like mostly I would just make them for people and then let them wear them out, and it was sort of fun that way. But yeah,
that's such a cool story. So you
there's something that so when I look at your art, it's crazy because like like when you see it with your own eyes, it's even like it's 10 times better than when I see it on your Instagram, on social media.
It's still very impressive on the Instagram.
It's a challenge to photograph it and to like present it the way it is, and I'm still learning like the best ways to do that, right?
So I guess like your art, the best way to show it is with videos instead of photos.
I think so, yeah, with videos.
Photos, we don't see the glitter really.
Not quite. If I take the photo outside in sunlight, I tend to get a good shot. But I don't know, my new phone has, I guess, some software technology that it keeps like, I guess, adjusting it to be more flattering for personal photos. So it's like it's changing the color and the white balance of them. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So they look worse and worse lately. But
my phone does that too. Like I look good, but I'm trying to take a picture of Philou and his eyes are all black and
it changes
doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I can't believe you did actually like
talking the microphone.
I cannot believe you were able to create an ombre with like.
Yeah, how do you do a gradient with glitter?
So that's, I guess, like that's the thing that's taken the longest, and that's probably more unique to my art as opposed to other people who are doing glitter art. Because I've seen people who do like color blocks, so they'll do solid color blocks. But the blending of the glitter, that's taken a long time. So when I started, I didn't blend glitter. There's a lot of...
So how do you do it? Is it the secret or can you tell us?
Like, you know what? If I could describe, I guess the thing is, it's like I'm pouring glitter at angles, right? So there's that. There's like shaking the glitter off a certain way, the amount of glitter that I put at a time, right? And then also there's like factoring in the glue drying time, I guess, too. So I know how long I have until it's going to be less sticky, I guess. So I'll put glitter on top of it when it's at like a certain dryness. So I know how much it's going to absorb. This is just like, I've done so much stuff, right? So after all this time, you learn how to like make it work, I guess. But yeah, it's just, it's a few different factors, I guess. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
But the glue drying thing is sort of like, I would say that's kind of key to know your glue drying time.
So how did you learn to do this thing? Like, did you watch YouTube videos or
there was
just go with the flow? Or
no, there's no videos, nothing to learn. Like, it was totally my own technique, I guess, as far as I didn't learn it from anyone. Yeah, it's just it's been the whole process, I would say, has been very like me. It's like, that's what I love about it, is that no one's taught me anything. I didn't imitate anything from anyone. I mean, I imitate my art skills, I guess. Like I look at other things for references, for compositions and things like that, and color references and palettes and whatever. But the actual technique with the glue and the glitter, I didn't see that anywhere before I started. Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Oh, you go.
So now you're selling your painting.
Yeah.
Do you do commissions?
Pretty much I've been exclusively doing commissions. Okay. Yeah, like that's sort of where I want to go next with my art is doing my own stuff, because I've been so consumed with commissions, and then
it's stressful because you never know if they're going to like it or not.
Yeah, there's all that pressure and just meeting the deadlines and everything. So that's been a stressful journey for me.
I want to know, do you have a certain time when you do your paintings? Is it more in the morning, the night? What's your routine?
You know what? I'm like all over the place. Like,
really?
I used to work late at night. I feel like a lot of artists enjoy the late, like the night owl thing. But yeah, I started, I don't know, I guess as I got older, I started just like too tired. So I'm trying to be more of a morning. I would say if I could pinpoint a time that I most frequently am working, it's usually like 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. is like my hours.
And do you watch TV or listen to podcasts while you do it?
No TV. I mean, I don't have one in the room anyways to be able to do that. I don't listen to music. I used to, like when I was working on the floor in my apartment, I used to have, because I'm always referencing a laptop. So I would have like, YouTube playing, like especially if I was doing a portrait of a certain celebrity, like a Madonna portrait or something. I had her whole album playing while I was making it, right? But nowadays, no, I'm just like, I feel like I'm just so busy and like I just need to get it done. I don't have time to like find a song to listen to or whatever. So,
but I feel like you're the kind of person just like me that are able to get in the zone.
Yeah,
so it's really like an experience that's healing and passionate instead of like you're working. You're really in the zone. Maybe that's why you don't need like music or anything, because you're doing your painting and that's enough. You don't need nothing more than that.
Yeah, and I like getting obsessed over it, and right, and especially with stuff like this, when I'm going into like these tiny details, I like kind of getting lost in like the pupils of his eyes and like the little light reflection right there.
You only see shapes and lights and shadows when you do realism. Because I draw realism as well. Yeah, and at some point it doesn't look like a face anymore. You only see like shapes.
Yeah,
I love that.
Becomes kind of 3-dimensional or something, right? Like as you're staring at,
So how long does it take to do a painting like this one?
I guess at this stage, I used to like power them out in like maybe like 5-6 hours. I would just go straight. But now I like to do like a first layer, an outline layer, and let that sit for the day. And then another day I'll do a little bit more. And like I'll just do like 2 hours at a time here and there. So I think overall, beginning to end, it's usually around like 5 to 8 hours.
Which is very short.
I guess, yeah.
Takes me like 3 months to finish something.
Yeah.
But it's a small painting, so 8 hours.
Glitters, man.
Yeah, I know. But I'm guessing like the first times it took like way longer.
I'm trying to remember, in the
Then
beginning.
you got better at it, and
I don't know if I feel like it's taking me longer nowadays than it used to.
because you're a perfectionist in
Maybe, or I don't want to, I was putting more pressure on myself to get things done before, and now I'm just like I just want to relax more, and I don't know. Yeah.
So
it
do you make
varies.
like really big paintings, or it's always like smaller ones? Is there a reason why?
Yeah, it's hard to, because like I'm the canvas is flat. Like I have to do this all the time to get the glitter off.
You would need an assistant
And
for that.
to have this big wood panel, it's a wood panel, so it's even heavier. So to have a big wood panel and like do that all the time, it hurts my back and stuff. I used to put it on canvas, and when I was working with canvas, I did use larger canvases because I could just like tap the surface of the canvas, and it would like move around that way. But now I have to like hit the thing and.
And why do you choose wood panel instead of canvas?
It's more durable to hold the glitter in place, right? So because
it's not flexible.
It won't
yeah.
crack like this.
Yeah, and then I'm usually putting resin on top of it nowadays. Back in the days, like I didn't do that. I liked the glitter texture exposed, so people could like experience it more realistically.
Even now, it's losing some glitter.
It's mostly just excess, like the glitter that's actually forming the image won't come off because that's really set in. It's mostly just
that makes sense. Glitters, they don't stay to one place. Impossible. They're everywhere.
Yeah, there's glitter all over the table. We have glitter in our faces right now.
Glitters.
The whole place is glitter. So earlier you told me, like before we started recording, you told me you actually studied like in the movie industry or film, like?
Yeah, so I went to school for film studies. I went to university in Toronto for film studies. Yeah. And that's what and then before that
you finished the degree, right?
Yeah, I got my Bachelor of Arts, which I think the day I graduated, I put the certificate in my dad's car, and I haven't seen it since then. So it has not been accessed or used since then.
Wait, so it's called a Bachelor
of Arts, yeah. So, I mean, there is some, because some of the classes that I had to take in university were like art theory and art history. So I guess there is some of that applies to what I'm doing today. But other than that, I'm not doing much. I guess like I was learning editing, video editing, and that's come into play sometimes. So
the other people who studied with you, are they all working in the movie industry, or
I think some of them have been doing like really great stuff. Yeah, for sure. I don't really keep in touch with like I didn't make that many friends in university. I guess like it wasn't. I didn't get too involved outside of classes, but yeah, I had like a friend from high school who I still keep in touch with. He was working behind the scenes. I think he was doing like set decoration, art direction, stuff like that,
cool.
like decorating the sets. And so he's worked on like some popular shows that were filmed in Toronto.
So when you and sorry, Audrey.
I think we have the same question.
I don't think so.
No.
So what's your favorite color?
My favorite color, I don't know, glitter, I guess. Is that
glitter is a color?
I don't know.
No,
all
my
of
question
them, right?
was when you entered university, like what was your actual plan? Why did you study this thing? Really?
Okay,
No
so
way.
really?
We have the same brain.
I was going to say too that before that I was in high school I was in a regional arts program in high school where I went to school for drama. So we
have a lot of in common. It's crazy.
I know. I felt that too when I was hearing your podcast and stuff. So, yeah.
Wait, you watched the first episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course, yeah.
thank you. That's so nice.
Yeah, you guys even look alike.
Yeah, we kind of
Like, same hair. I'm not sure which one is my girlfriend. Like, I'm confused now.
It's both now.
It's both. Oh, guys, I have 2 girlfriends now. Life is great. So, that's crazy. So, when you finished the degree, how did you like decide, oh, I'm gonna become an artist instead? I don't want to work in this industry.
At no point did I ever decide that. Like, this was such a surprise to me. So I wanted to be an actor, and my whole plan was to go to film school so that I could learn about film from behind the scenes, which would like give me a better like foot in the door for being in films, right? And when I was in university, I auditioned for the films there and like tried to focus on acting. And yeah, when I left university, I didn't do any of that. I worked in a bar. And I'm trying to think like what my first introduction to like the idea of doing art was again. Like, so I was doing photography for a bit. And I used to sell my photography at like a local store. Like my friend opened up this store, and so I would put my photography on canvas and like to make it more interesting, and then like paint around it. And so I started doing that. I want to say like around maybe 18, so like maybe during university or just after. And they were selling like really well, so that kind of motivated me to like want to sell art. But then that was put aside and that get revisited later on, right? So when I'm trying to think, when I was working in bars, I remember there was an art show going on, and I saw like a Kijiji ad for this art show, and I just applied for it. And I remember like I put a couple pieces together for the show.
Kijiji is like Craigslist.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the art show? Like a pop-up shop? Or?
Yeah, like one of those. I'm trying to think are you familiar with some of the, what are they called now? I forget the names. I forget the name of the show that's popular, but like pop-up shows. So it's like for beginner artists. It's for anyone can apply, and you sort of like pay a vendor fee, and then you
It's this now.
The dog is drinking Audrey's water.
Yawn.
I think the dog is thirsty.
A bit tired too. Aw.
Audrey is feeding the dog. Sorry, we interrupted your story.
Honestly, I'm trying to think of like the timelines of everything. Yeah, so it was like just a pop-up show, and I remember, I mean, I'm going to go into like so many side stories here if I get into that, but that event made me want to do more with art, and it actually like led me into putting on my own art shows. So I started putting art shows on for people in Toronto, and reaching out to different emerging artists, and it was called Emerging Toronto Artists, my little event, and we had like an awards show and everything. And I started, it does all connect. I started doing art almost to like, because I was promoting other artists, it was like to show, okay, I'm going to do it too, right? And so like I wanted to lead by example. So showing, I was going to put my art on display, because mostly I was focused on like promoting them. But then every time I had a show, I'm like, well, I might as well put a booth of my own stuff, right? And then I would display my stuff, and then that started to become more and more my focus, and it went in that direction. So I did the art shows for 3 years, and then during that time, my career started building.
Were you still working at the bar?
No, I stopped the bar sometime like halfway, like maybe after the first year or so of the art shows, because that was my income at the time, right? But I remember I hated it. Like I would be crying on the way to work all the time. Like,
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
can't do this anymore. I can't deal with like the nightlife and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't my thing. And then I think I just walked out with no plan, no money. I didn't have anything. And yeah, like I remember when I was sort of like at zero, you know, and just the faith that like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do my art stuff. I remember like the sale came through within a couple days of sort of like this rock bottom feeling, you know, and it was just like so inspiring to me. It was like the universe saying, yes, keep going with that. And this girl reached out to me from the UK, and she purchased one of my pieces. That was like one of my first sales, and that really like inspired me to.
She bought the commission painting, or
she had bought something that I already made, a portrait of somebody that I already made.
awesome.
Yeah, and that was like my first bigger sale. And
how did she find
He
you?
licked a little bit. Your
it's
glass,
okay.
by the way.
I had the Facebook page set up, so it was sort of like
Wow.
just my first art Facebook page, and this was before Trilli.
It's very inspiring, because I feel like from your story, you're very ambitious and like productive. I don't really know the word, but like you have an idea. First of all, you have a lot. You're creative, and you do it. Like you do it no matter what.
I try,
And
yeah.
that's inspiring. Very inspiring. Matt is like this too.
Yes.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And how? So, what do you think made like your art career take off? Like, I mean, you told told us about
Yeah,
this sale.
like the
and then
sale.
You told us you dropped your job, and then you were not making this much money. So
Yeah.
how did you pay the bills in the first
I
weeks
mean,
or months?
like it's hard for me to remember, because it's always been, things are just falling into place. Like it's like somehow it happened, somehow like something comes up, and whether it was like, I don't know, an art sale or like a little like a job here and there that I was doing, it just like I just kept sort of getting through month to month, and yeah, and so that's kind of what motivated me in the beginning, was just that people were started to buy my art, right? But what was the turning point for me to create more of a full-time living out of it was like viral videos, right? So I guess why we're all here, because like social media does amazing things for a career, right? It's like blessed by the algorithm gods. And so I had a viral video, 12 million views, I think was the first one.
On TikTok?
And no, not TikTok. It wasn't on TikTok, but Facebook.
You got 12 million views on
Yeah,
Facebook
Insider.
before. Oh, on Insider.
Yeah, they did a feature, and that got.
I
Whoa.
think that's how I discovered.
Probably, right? Like that's where most people started.
So how long was it? How long ago was it?
That was 2018, I think. And around that time, just before that, I had gotten in touch with Paris Hilton. So it all kind of happened at the same time. So it was like I had reached out to her and I said, hey, you know, if you would like, I'd love to make a portrait of you. She responded, which was amazing. She's
Wait,
like,
the
yes,
real
Paris Hilton.
not like the.
I still have a screenshot of the DM because I was so excited.
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
I would see her with a portrait of her in glitter. That's like
I'm
the
like,
queen.
okay, who is the glitter queen? I was like, okay, this is who I want to make a portrait of. And so she was like, yeah, I would love one. And I did that, and she was very like gracious, and she like posted it on her social media page and everything. So a lot of people saw it from that post. And then that
She
footage
posted on her Instagram.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Is
that's
it still
crazy.
there, you think?
Oh yeah, I guess if you scroll back
I
far
will.
enough, yeah. I
I
will.
will.
I'm
gonna
not sure
like
how
it.
far back. Yeah, so she posted it. I mean, I've seen it when she does. She's moved recently, but before she moved, when she would do like Instagram stories in her house and stuff, I sometimes would see it in her bedroom because she had it on display in her bedroom.
As an
It's
artist,
in her
that's
bedroom?
the
Means
best
a lot,
feeling.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that for sure. And I've been really lucky to connect with a few different celebrities.
It's crazy because like I think at one point in time, like Paris Hilton was the most famous person on her. Earth.
I mean, I feel like she's
It's
like
crazy.
there again. Like she's
always
So-
back,
relevant.
right?
Always. I like her a lot. For the good things she did, not the bad things.
Yeah.
But she's always relevant.
So where do you go from there? Like she's the biggest or
guess.
the most famous
Well,
person in the world
I
asks you for a painting. What happens next? Like
I know. I mean, honestly, like that was a huge highlight, but there's been a lot of really exciting moments since then. I did a piece for Floyd Mayweather.
wow.
Yeah. So I have a picture with him and his portrait.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah, I have the picture of them. Yeah.
So how did he reach out?
It wasn't
or
him.
find you?
It was some like a friend of his had commissioned for his birthday.
Oh.
So they gave it to him for a birthday, and yeah, he apparently really liked it, and so that was super cool. And
So Floyd Mayweather loves glitter. Because his
I think he loves like the bling, right? Like because it was a picture with all his
Oh.
chains and everything, so it like looked like lots of diamonds and luxury, right? Because the glitter also has that luxury
Yes.
vibe to it, right? You can take in like the more girly, like feminine direction, but you can also like I think there's like guys look great in glitter. A lot of the guy portraits, like this one's an
Yeah.
example. I love seeing male portraits in glitter. I think it looks great.
Wow. So
yeah.
Paris Hilton,
Yeah,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, JoJo Siwa. You know,
No
JoJo?
way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, she's great. She was awesome. So I reached out to her to as a gift to give
How
one
do
to
you
her
reach
as
out?
DMs. Like I mean, and then when they actually respond, it's pretty amazing, right? But like usually I don't get responses, so they they did.
But you have
respond.
nothing to lose, right? So
Yeah, I might as well, right?
And you did JoJo Siwa kid or teenager or adult? Like she.
Oh, like I guess it was a few years ago. So yeah, it was when she was in Time magazine. She was like on the cover of Time magazine. So yeah, I did that photo, and then she loved it, and she reached out to order a couple portraits for one for Meghan Trainor. So
Oh, okay.
well,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not sure who is
Meghan Trainor,
How are we gonna?
the song.
Do you want me to sing you?
I was like, I don't
What?
want to sing. You can sing.
No,
She's a singer.
You know, she's singing.
All about the bass song.
Yeah.
All about the bass.
But it doesn't really know music that much. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Meghan Trainor.
Yeah.
But she's girly. She expressed herself with glitters and
Yeah, all of them, it's like
colors.
it all made sense for their
Yeah.
brand. Like they're all like glitter brand, and yeah. So and then Megan ended up buying a piece off my site, off my website as well. She got a
Wow.
portrait of Diana, Princess Diana.
Oh wow!
Mhm.
But that girl, she looks very nice and down to her. Meghan Trainor. I'm not surprised to know she ordered from you.
Yeah, honestly, like they all are like. I feel like anyone who's responding to me, like it's like
Yeah.
you know, it says a lot, like that they'll talk to you, right? I mean, that means a lot to us. Like a lot of them just ignore, and
But I'm so impressed by the Paris Hilton thing. Like, I can't believe it.
So did you make like a really big painting?
for her, I did. You know what? And that was
How
a lot
big
of
was
work.
it?
That was really hard. It was like 24 by 30 inch.
Oh wow.
So that's I mean, I know you
huge.
do stuff way bigger, like 40 by 40,
But
right? But like that
Is
was
it
that was
heavy
huge
with
for me.
all the glitter?
Yeah. I mean, the glitter doesn't weigh that much, right? It's like it's just the wood panel. The wood panel is making it heavier, right? And then if I'm putting resin on it, that's like even heavier. So
How long does it take to cure the resin? Is it? Do you use a
24
UV
hours.
light?
No.
Okay,
It's just I use like art resin brand, which I love, and it's 12 hours like to the touch, and then about 24 hours. It's fully dry, 24 to 40 hours.
That's.
I usually do 2 layers too. So
I love now you have glitter in your face, and I love it. It's shining.
yeah, it's. This is supposed to be my vacation away from glitter for a couple of days, and now I'm like
Talking about glitter, it's kind of out of subject. Have you seen the movie Glitter with Maria Carey?
What's
no,
that
I haven't.
I
I feel like I should though.
It was my favorite movie.
Is
when
it
I was a
is
kid.
it good?
Kind of. Well,
Yeah?
I really like it because
I haven't seen. I'll watch it.
You have to watch.
Yeah.
it.
Okay. If you're saying I should,
I
watch
love it because Maria Carey too. Like is like a glitter.
I feel like she
diva.
needs a portrait.
Yeah, but
for
I
sure.
don't think she ever gonna answer.
No.
Or you have nothing to lose, and
Well.
yeah,
But I don't think she does social media. at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
I mean,
She's-
if
She's
yeah.
not a.
She's kind of old now, so I don't think she's on
But
Instagram.
she's a real.
She doesn't really
real
care.
diva.
Yeah, she makes like $100 million every Christmas.
Oh, from her.
oh my God, yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow. Do you
That's
have-
what I heard. I'm not sure the number is right, but she makes millions every Christmas.
Wow. Do you have any exciting project coming up?
Right now, like I'm sort of going through a bit of a transition, and I'm just trying to like work less and sort of recalibrate. I might be moving my studio soon, and I want to work on more personal art. So, yeah, nothing too big planned at the moment.
Are you gonna keep like doing the?
I'm kind of sorry.
My question
to,
wasn't good, but
I'm kind of sad by your response because we're working on the collab together.
Well,
and
I didn't know
it
if I
doesn't
should
feel like
say
you're
anything.
excited about it.
I didn't know if I should say anything. That's all.
So
But
right
yes,
before
that would be
we-
very exciting. Yeah.
So for people listening, right before we did the podcast, we actually shot the video for a painting we're gonna do,
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
and
that is very-
it's gonna be a huge one, and 100% sure it's gonna go viral because we're doing an iconic character. Didn't say anything.
No, my real question was I misphrased it, but are you gonna keep doing the celebrities?
I prefer to go in a different direction, but I don't know, it's hard to say because like it's been a while that I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I just go through phases, and then so I'll go through a phase where I start doing my mini artworks, right? And like it's more fun because I can get more out quicker, and it's more accessible to more people, and you know, I can try different compositions and stuff. And then I get like, I guess, bored of that, and I want to go back to like a really epic portrait, like a large artwork. And then so I don't know, I've been going back and forth, but I do have some ideas for like more personal artwork based on some of my photography from back in the days, and so that's hopefully where I'm going to go next with it. But I don't know, it's
I
hard
can't
to
wait
say.
to see that because I really like. I knew you from all the portrait, but when I came back on your page recently, I saw the disco balls.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. So that's
all
all.
the coquillage. I don't know what it is.
Shells.
Oh yeah, the shell.
I really
project.
liked it. It's a whole different vibe. I really liked it.
But that's what people are initially drawn to, is like the celebrity portraits. Like that's, I think, why I've gotten the attention that I have, because you see it and you recognize it. So I think when people see someone they recognize, like,
And it's impressive to see that it's realistic and it's glitter. It's like, it's so impressive. You never see that.
I think especially like on TikTok or like Instagram Reels, if you paint something or someone that nobody knows who the person is, like it's hard to make viral videos when you paint something nobody
Yeah,
can relate to
if they
or
can't
recognize.
right. So for social media purposes, yeah, and videos, I think that'll always kind of be the bread and butter, right? Like to go do a
It's weird,
celebrity
right? Because
portrait.
like a few years ago, before like social media, like you could do like abstract art, and if your thing was original, like people would love it and people would buy it, and like everybody would be talking about it. But these days, like if you want to actually have people talk about you, you need to like paint portraits or like famous people or stuff that people can relate to. Otherwise, it's so hard to go viral, like
Yeah,
on
I
TikTok
guess.
especially.
I hope that changes somehow someday. Like people
I don't know how it
expand
could
their.
change.
But I feel like since you have glitter, you can do anything because just that is something.
It gets the attention, yeah.
What's your favorite painting? I want to know.
Of mine?
Yeah.
I have like a lot of favorites, I guess. Right now, I'll say like the ones that I'm sort of keeping to myself that I won't sell. This one's available, but I do like this one a lot. I have, what's his name? Oh my God. I can't think of the name right now. I have a Nina Simone portrait.
Oh.
Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. That's the one that I really love.
I'm gonna go
My Jeff
check them out.
Goldblum portrait and a Nina Simone portrait, and I have a Nipsey Hussle portrait that I really like as well.
What's
Nipsey?
Is that a person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how do you choose your subjects? Like who you paint?
It's usually like a photo. Like I'll connect with a certain photo. I have to like the person too, I guess, right? Like because I always try to pick photos that have really magnetic eyes and stuff because I think that's what makes it turn out the best. So I try to like connect with the soul of the person somehow, and so I need to like be attracted to their soul a little bit, I guess.
But I think like what makes a great painting, like you said, is the eyes, because when we talk to people, we look like, I read the body language.
Here.
I think it's like there's a triangle between like your nose and your eyes, and people, when they talk to another person, they look in like this.
We're like
triangle.
trying to like eye contact now as you're saying this. I'm like trying to look more at your eyes.
And so that's why I think if you want to make your painting even better or stand out, just focus on the eyes.
For
and
sure.
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
so fun to
such
draw
a big
eyes.
difference.
It's so fun. And do you have a favorite artist? Like a famous artist? Could be old, dead, or recent.
Or not born yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think I've ever really had a good answer to that question because I'm just inspired by different people at different times. I don't know. I've never been like a fangirl of anyone. I've never had like I think maybe I don't know, like Leonardo DiCaprio is the only like person I have ever fangirled over when I was a kid. But like artists, visual artists, I don't know.
Did you ever paint Leonardo?
No, but actually that's one of the things I've been thinking about doing is sort of like trying some of the like classical famous artworks and doing those in glitter. So like the Mona Lisa or something, right?
That would be insane.
Yeah, I think that's
a
And
good
they're
idea.
always on trend. I feel like a couple years ago it was cool to draw them, and now I see them on TikTok all the time. People like doing their own version of the Mona
The
Lisa,
Last Supper.
and
also Starry Night. There's a lot.
Starry
Yeah,
Night.
there's a lot of that.
It's never out of trend. It's always coming back, and
I think
seeing
that
it
would be
in-
cool in glitter, Starry Night,
It would
and
be insane. That would be, but Mona Lisa in glitter,
yeah,
with the shades. I think it would be awesome.
I think you should do Gustav Klimt. The
yeah,
Kiss.
that one.
That's my favorite.
There's a lot of detail in that. Was that a blanket or something?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of little details.
They use a
in
lot
that.
of gold, like you.
The gold's beautiful, yeah. Yeah, the colors are nice, but I feel like that wouldn't be like super detailed.
Do you ever do pet painting?
Lots of pet portraits. Yeah, that's so I've gone through phases too where I'm like only doing pet portraits, and yeah, I've done a lot of like memorial pet portraits. Like the glitter's great for memorial portraits because it has the light and the movement. It's sort of like an alive medium.
Yes.
Right? So it's really
that's
good
so
for,
right.
yeah, I find that it really brings to life the subject. And I really enjoy memorial portraits, especially like when they tell me the story and everything. And I try to like connect with the spirit of the person and bring that out in glitter.
Wait, you did memorial paintings?
Memorial ones. Yeah, like so someone who's had a loved one who's passed on, right? And then they get me to do a portrait of them.
So
That's
you do
such a
that
good
a lot?
idea.
You
I
still
have
do
I
that?
have done a lot. Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's great.
A lot, like I would say, like at least maybe 25% of commissions are memorial portraits, yeah, between pet portraits and oh my gosh, so like
He's passed out.
so relaxed.
So how do you make? So I'm guessing you make most of your income from selling original paintings.
Well, from commissions, I would say. So like ever since that viral video, right, which really initiated stuff, I booked up my year from the emails and stuff that I got from that video. That was huge. I never had as big a response as I did from that, but yeah, everything just kind of led into the next thing after that. So I booked up my year, and I guess just from the amount of artwork that I was putting out there, more people saw me, and it sort of snowballed, right?
How are you able to be so productive? I feel like you don't procrastinate.
I do a lot more lately. Like I do not have the energy that I did in the first couple years, but I don't know. I guess because I don't do anything else. I don't have a social life really. Like I don't go out. I don't want to like sound sad about it. It's not like a sad thing or anything. I have friends. No. I have friends. I just like I prefer to be at home and a bit of a homebody, and I think that's a big thing. Like I don't drink. I don't go to bars and drink, and so I think
lots of artists
I don't party, right? Yeah, when you don't party, it's like that's what I do all the time. That's my
it must help to have also like your year booked, so people are expecting you there's a deadline, so you have no choice to have a routine.
I always book myself about 2 months in advance. So I try to, that's just how I've been prepared for, because, you know, when you don't have a set paycheck, right, you have to, that's how I've organized my income, is that I book it up 2 months in advance. And and so it's worked really well, I guess. And then I have gotten like, different, I guess, corporate gigs and stuff. Like I've worked for, I did a project with the AMAs. They reached out to me, like the last AMAs, to do reels, like to do artwork for their reels promotion. So I did that. I've worked with CMT, awesome. CMT Country Music, and we did done a lot of portraits for CMT. So yeah, every now and then, like that's kind of fun. Like something like that reaches out. Oh, I did the Trolls franchise. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that was like a bit of a more quiet project. Like I didn't post too much about it, but I did a YouTube video tutorial for creating like a Trolls character.
Way. I'm gonna go watch
it's
it.
On Peacock Television. It's on their Peacock Kids.
If I write your name, am I gonna find it?
I don't think it's under my name. I think you have to just go under their it's I don't know if it's in the title or not, but
I'll find it.
Yeah, I will send a link if you want.
So do you post on TikTok or just Instagram Reels?
Not much on TikTok. I'm trying to get with the TikTok style.
Because I'm gonna be completely honest. I think with your art, your style, the glitter, you have the perfect
for TikTok
formula for TikTok.
I've posted stuff and I haven't got a lot of response from TikTok, so I have not been encouraged.
Yeah, because TikTok is weird. Because like when you start, it's really hard like to go viral, even though you have a really nice video. Because the way it's made is like TikTok. When you post the video, they show it to like a few people, and then if the response is good, they show it to more people, and if it's good, like in 24 hours, you can reach like millions of views.
It's amazing.
But you have like the first ones have to like respond well, otherwise like it doesn't go viral. I think it's like luck sometimes.
I feel like part of what my problem might be on TikTok is the quality of the video gets reduced quite a bit, right? When you upload something. So with glitter,
I think they changed it. Now you can post
they have
in HD.
But I noticed that recently, but previously, anytime I upload a glitter video, when glitter gets reduced in quality, because it's such small pixels to see that it's glitter, it changes the whole effect. So I was finding that like the glitter, it just doesn't look good in the videos glitter on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So that could be part of it too, because people usually gravitate towards like a nice, well-lit, clear video, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's maybe part of it, and maybe just I don't know how to film it properly for TikTok, but
That would be cool to see
Yeah.
more of your process. Because is it like the kind of painting that it is trust the process? It kind of
Yes.
looks wonky in the beginning and then
Totally. Like that's something like I had an aha moment about what, like, you know, a few years ago when I was like, yeah, I drew a line and it wasn't where I wanted it. And I was like, why don't I just go with it? Like every time I think I made a mistake or, you know, the glitter fell this way, just let it fall that way. And then I started getting into the flow of not trying to correct myself too much and letting it kind of evolve the way it wants to evolve, right? And that's a more enjoyable artistic
Absolutely.
process, I think, for
that
sure.
would be awesome to see this in a video, like the process. Because I can't, even as an artist, I touched glitter a lot in my life. I would not be able to reproduce that. And I always say, whenever I see something, I want to sound humble. I don't want to sound like, I don't know the word, but you're going to get it, what I'm going to say. When I see a painting, I'm like, I can do that. Like, I know I can do that.
Yeah.
But I cannot do that.
Yeah.
No,
I think that's
can't.
why like your art is mind blowing because I look at it and I have no way how you did it. Like it's crazy.
I mean, when I started, if I looked at that, the idea of doing a blended portrait when I started, I didn't think that was possible. So, I mean, I understand how someone feels looking at it, right? But because it didn't start like that. It's just evolved over a number of years, right? And yeah, just one technique kind of leads to the next. And I don't know. It's like learned itself. Like it's taught me how to make it. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So you've been living in Toronto your whole life, right?
Yeah, I've been in Etobicoke area, which is just outside Toronto, and then I lived in Mississauga, which is another sort of like the outskirts of Toronto, and then back to Etobicoke, and now back to Mississauga, and yeah, pretty much all around.
So have you ever thought about moving to like LA where like all the famous people
Yeah, I don't know.
live?
I like Canada. I like being in Canada. I don't know, LA, I've been to LA and I definitely like that really artsy vibe that's in the air. Everyone feels like they're on their Instagrams all the time and like everyone seems very
Creating
important and
stuff.
creative and yeah. So I like that, but yeah, I don't know, it's different. Like I like it as a place to visit. I don't know if that's a place I'd want to live long term, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I've necessarily found my place yet, like where I want to live. So
Really?
I do like traveling a lot. So I like to maybe I'll just live in different places every month or something, you know, and like
That's
go
awesome. I
at
wanna
least
do
with
that
this
too.
kind of career, you can sort of
Yeah.
take it anywhere. So if I can make that work, I would be happy just going from place to place, I think.
And it's easier with smaller canvases like yours.
Yeah, for sure. It's easier. It's easier in all ways because I mean, just to maneuver glitter on a large canvas, it's all painful, physically painful to like reach over the canvas and maneuver it and whatever. Right? It's easier to ship this size as well.
Yeah,
But
it's
can
true.
people ask you for a bigger size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll work up to like maybe 36 by 36 inch. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
pretty big.
Depends on the image too, the reference image and like what the composition is. Can
Do
do
people
larger.
ever send you like really blurry, bad pictures and you have to work with that?
Yes, and that used to be a big challenge, but I've discovered this app that like it fixes it, and it's like it's
Wait, what is it called?
Yeah, drop the name.
Rimini, I think. I'm sure
Wait,
there's
what
other
does it do?
ones.
I'll take note.
It fixes the blurry images, makes them more sharp.
With
Yeah.
an AI, I bet. Like,
It's an AI thing, right? I'm sure there's other ones that do it too, but Rimini.
So is it
Rimini.
something that enlarges the images but
You
keeps
just kind
the
of like
resolution?
upload a photo and then it does like a filter on it and it just sharpens everything and
Audrey is taking notes.
it's honestly it's like I'm not even on the pro version. Like this is just the free version, so I'm sure the pro version's even better. But
Wow.
yeah, and that has been able to like fix any photos that I've gotten.
Oh,
Because for me, I would ask them to take another one, or I would try to work with what they send me, or I would just like take picture myself of them.
It's more important that the composition is right and that there's like the right balance to it, the right angle, and it's a flattering angle. And sometimes people, what they think is like gonna look nice, looks nice as a photo, but it's not what's gonna translate to glitter. So I always try to let them know my opinion, right? What I think would look best.
yeah. There's an app that can enlarge images with AI.
Yeah.
And it's mind-blowing. It's called deepimage.ai.
Yeah.
And like you can enlarge an image up to, I think it's like up to a scale of like 4x. And even like, let's say you send him a portrait, it's gonna enlarge like the hair and everything. And it even like creates like hair that was not there in the original picture.
That's similar to, I think, what's going on there, but yeah, it doesn't enlarge the resolution, I guess. That's
So imagine if you used both of them.
yeah. So what's that?
That's
Give me that name again afterwards. I'll put it in.
Yeah, it used to be free, and I think they realized that like they could charge because it's so powerful, and now it's you have to pay a monthly fee. It's like
yeah.
$9
Obviously.
Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, AI. There's like so much. You can like paint a whole picture now with AI, right? You just like punch in
Which is
a
awesome
description.
for artists. Like imagine you want to paint like a unicorn. That would be cool, by the way, a unicorn.
Yeah.
But a unicorn into a Walmart. Now you can just like, instead of taking 2 pictures, and you can just ask the AI
maybe
to inspire or to create your. I think that's an awesome tool. It's kind of scary, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, what is the future of that, and how does it impact artists? I guess.
You know what I think is, I think once like AI is really powerful, and you know this new app that's been around for a few months now that everybody is talking about, Dolly from Google. I think it's Google.
Yeah,
So you just write a sentence, and then it creates an image from the sentence.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen people using
like,
lately.
Yeah, and it's still not like perfect, but once it becomes perfect, like online digital paintings and digital art, like I don't think it's gonna be relevant anymore.
That's not. I don't agree. At all.
You don't agree?
No. It's
But
always
like,
gonna be relevant.
like imagine like you're a company and you want an art piece for like your website, and then you pay me. I can just use this app to create whatever you want. Like,
I think we will able to make the difference.
I'm not sure. I think when this happens, like when AI can create any digital image, like people are gonna go back to like real, like physical art. And
I think that's going to happen too. I'm sort of like hoping that people are the value of physical art is going to go up again, because we're going to have everything digitized and everything is AI, that like you value something organic again, right? You know, like
I get it. Yeah.
and like also there's gonna be a point where when like robots and AI can probably do anything, but I don't think it. I think it's gonna take lots of years before we get there.
I hope so. I feel like it's around the corner, but
But none of them will be able to make glitters. None of them.
Yeah, because there's like if like a robot with AI wants to create this thing,
it's gonna take a lot.
It has to understand like so many things. Has to have a really good knowledge of like 3D space and like the physics, and
my art form is
crazy.
AI proof. That's why I went with it, because I
that's
believe
smart.
in the
That's
organic.
smart. You were thinking ahead, like
I was thinking ahead
50
for
years
sure.
ahead.
And also, I mean, you can't even make prints of it, right? Like you can't
Yeah,
make
that's
replicas.
true.
So a lot of artists, you know, their art can be, you know, like they're worried about selling prints online, like people stealing their art to sell, right? So that's a big thing with copyrights and whatever. But you can't get a copy of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's really wow. That's crazy. And like, I feel like so many people don't think about it, but in like 10 years from now, so many artists are like digital artists are gonna become irrelevant. Probably.
But
I don't think they're gonna.
They're artists. They have a big imagination. They're gonna find something.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
they're gonna have to be forced to evolve, right? And
Yeah.
take their art to a new level, right?
They're gonna just turn it into NFTs and.
So, Trilli, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
It's
for
a core
having me.
memory meeting you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it was amazing.
My honor. I'm so happy.
You're
to
such a
meet you
great
guys.
artist. And you're also, let's not forget, the inventor of the glitter tattoo.
Glitter tattoos.
So it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much, guys.
And guys, stay on the lookout for our collab. So by the way, what's your socials like? How can people find you?
I'm on Instagram at Trilli Life. I got TrilliLife.com. I got at Trilli Life on TikTok. So it's all Trilli Life. TRILLI Life. Trilli Life.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Listen.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned.